3, 2, 1.
This is the Mac Media Show.
Welcome to the Mac Media Show, everyone. My name is Mac.
And I am Ree.
And this is the Me and Ree Review Show. We are the two that review for you.
We do.
This is $1 Million Listing Los Angeles, episodes 7 and 8 this week.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the episodes were pretty good. I thought the co-listing, we're going to talk about all that. We're going to start with 7. We're going to end with 8.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about kids with Josh
Yeah.
Altman. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Josh Flagg's doing a lot of work on Trousdale.
Yeah.
And the Brits have a nice property.
They did.
Although one property had a huge apartment building that was in the way.
Yeah.
What did you think, first of all, who shined in these 2 episodes to you, Ree? Who do you think is doing a better job? Give me your thoughts.
That's kind of hard to say because it's, to me, they're kind of on the same level.
You
but
think?
yeah, but going about it in different ways. I like the co-listing idea of going out and door knocking that was really interesting. That taught a lot of people that are not in the real estate industry kind of what they do sometimes. When things are slow or whatever, or if property is in demand in a certain area, people will move for a certain price at times. And so anyway, that was really good to me. I think the pranks are kind of silly.
You think?
I do. I thought the glitter thing was silly, and I think this wrapping the car thing is silly. I think that's kind of, I don't know. It's just, to me, they're not big enough to be a prank that means anything,
Right.
but it's kind of silly, like getting their attention. I don't know. Anyway, it kind of adds to the episode, I guess, but I did like the co-listing deal. That was interesting. And it's nice to see them get along. It's nice to see them compliment each other, on that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And to see Heather, and Josh talking about kids, because they really need to talk about some things before they get hooked up together, if they...
What do you think about their relationship?
I don't know. It's kind of confusing to me. When they were talking about the kids, I think my first thoughts were, Josh is, what is he, 30? How old is he?
Altman?
Yeah, how old is he? I can't remember. Is he like 28, something like that? I don't think he's hit 30 yet. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's still young enough. That's the point.
36.
He's that old.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I didn't know he's that old. Anyway, I was thinking that he really wants to spend the next 10 years focusing on real estate. I think he really loves it. He wants to do it. When he gets into the reality of it, he may get tired of it in the next 5 years, and he's got the money and all that to quit. But in my opinion, he's really focused on that. It's hard to even focus on a relationship when you're doing that because it's one thing after another. They're just boom, 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 and you don't want to pass anything up because that might be the biggest deal. And they refer you to somebody else and that kind of thing. So I don't think he's ready to get married. Honestly, that's my opinion. He wants a girlfriend. He wants somebody to go home to at night. He kind of wants the best of both worlds. He wants kids. He wants all that. He just doesn't want it now. Mm-hmm. And she's fixing to hit 30, which she can't wait a whole lot longer to start having kids. Mm-hmm. And, the men forget that end of it. The women have to kind of plan on that level. Men can marry at 40 years old and marry someone that's 26, 27 years old, and there's not a problem. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just don't think he wants to get married, honestly. I mean, he has said, he does one day, but at this point, I just don't think he wants that or kids. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. James, he did a little something for his wife in episode 7.
That was sweet.
I thought that was really cool.
That was really nice. His anniversary, he shows he really does appreciate what he's got, which I think is really nice because he knows where he might be or might have been if he had not stopped the partying and the drinking and all that. And I think that's so nice to show her, what she means to him. He took the time and, all that. I thought that was very special. And the kids are cute.
They are, and I think David is really a good friend.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
They're like the duo.
They are. They're like really good brothers. Mm-hmm. That's what they act like, really good brothers. And
it's amazing that they were just friends.
I know. They
because
really
for a while, you and I thought they were brothers.
Yeah, I think everybody did.
We always called them brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody did.
But that's really cool relationship.
It is. It's nice to have a friend that you can really depend on that way. They'll give you an honest answer. They'll help you when you need it. You know, the girls were real comfortable with him, so he didn't feel bad, you know, leaving them with him. But he just did an outstanding job to me with the movie theater thing. That was just very sweet.
Yeah, and Flagg was juggling a triple commission on a piece of property. Both clients were developers. In one case, on one side, there were 2 developers. Isn't that right? They were.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I believe the situation was he is representing somebody that's selling a lot, and he's also representing somebody that is looking to purchase that lot. Mm-hmm. So he's juggling that line of an equal price for both sides.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. It's really hard to do that.
And at one point in the episode, both sides begin to feel
slighted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he mentioned it. He said you might lose future business by ticking these people off.
Yep.
Which is true.
And at one point, the side with the 2 developers got really upset and walked away and totally in a way that sent a strong message. I was surprised that Flagg was able to regroup and meet with them again.
Yeah.
He apologized for the way it happened or whatever, but they ended up. Did they close the deal?
He handled it well, yeah, because he did show them, you know, how much money they can make on this property down the road.
Right.
And that was the eye-opener for them. I mean, when you really sit down and show people the numbers, you're not just throwing it out at them, you know, out of your memory.
They stood to make, what, $7 million?
Oh, gosh, a lot. Yeah, an awful lot.
Yeah.
Awful lot.
Yeah.
It was a good episode, though. He did good on that.
Yeah, Trousdale is something else. Mm-hmm. That's got to be one of the hottest places in Los Angeles.
That's what Andy Cohen said to him, remember?
Oh, really?
He said, I think you said Trousdale 15 times in this episode.
Well, the prices and the views,
yeah,
it has to be.
And there's just a certain amount of land there.
That's got to be the place in L.A. right now.
Well, that's what he said at one time.
I heard Beverly Hills was very small, and I heard that it was getting older now.
It is.
The appeal is less. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Maybe Trousdale will be the new thing in 10 years, but it seems to be now.
I think it's interesting that Flagg grew up there. So he knows so much. I mean, he was there as it changed. He, you know, it was interesting. Matter of fact, I saw something the other day on Farsi. They were talking about Farsi, that language that he said they learned in high school, which is an Iranian language or something like that. But I thought somebody was talking about, I was watching some show about Israel and something else, and they were talking about Farsi and something else. But it was interesting because we had already heard that word in that language.
That is interesting.
But it's an interesting it's interesting watching Flagg to me because he's sort of like old money.
He is.
You know, he goes to the old sections. His grandmother got him with the older, staid people, and they have continued to have that reputation, or he has, through the years because of his grandmother, I think, more than anything else. Mm-hmm. But she taught him well. I wonder, has he ever written a book?
Flagg?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I would love to know, really, the history of that. I mean, he doesn't talk about his parents much. He talks about her. Mm-hmm. I wonder if he went to live with her.
Not sure. You
know, it's kind of odd, that really, really close relationship, and the parents don't seem to have anything to do with it. Yeah. It was completely her. And I think that's neat. I think it's neat.
Let's see. I see 2 books that come up here.
I mean, he might have written one a long time ago.
He did write the book about his grandmother. Isn't that right? Simple Girl. Stories my grandmother told me. Yeah, paperback.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I might want to read that. I didn't know he had written
And also $1 Million Agent Brokering the Dream. Paperback. Yeah.
Are those old books?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very old, actually.
Do you think we could get an interview with him ever?
I don't know. Flagg's...
He's got a different personality,
he does, and his style of negotiating even is very... If you want it, you want it. You got to pay for it.
Yeah, but it's kind of... I think that's kind of a... selling technique with him because he's been there so long, and they know his grandmother made good deals, taught him well. I think that's kind of the way they look at him as old money, even though he's young, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He lucked out.
I think it's a great reputation to have.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Where do you think he gets all his cars from? You think they were grandmama's cars?
You know, it could be. I also read that they had a partnership with
I wondered about that.
with a dealership that would lend them cars for the episodes.
Yeah.
And so who knows what they're driving. I see James and David driving new cars every time too. So.
Well, they've pretty much settled into the Porsche, haven't they? Like Altman.
And now I've seen them.
They've been different
Mercedes
ones too. Well, one was that's true. That's true.
I know they don't own.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so I'm sure it's could be the deal for the show, but
yeah,
who
that's
knows?
true.
Maybe not.
Anyway, it's funny.
With Flagg especially, you know.
I'm sure hilarious.
I'm sure he inherited quite a bit of stuff.
He's funny.
Yeah, he is funny.
Oh man.
Well, that was about it for episode 7. Episode 8 was interesting. We saw Brian Wilson. They say MLB pitcher, and also Kris Humphries. So this was an episode where we were familiar with the
celebrities.
with the celebrities. Yeah, it was interesting. So let's talk about James and David first, working with Kris Humphries. What'd you think about that whole showdown?
Pretty good deal though. I mean, I thought it was pretty
Good
pretty
for both
interesting.
sides?
I thought it was. I thought it ended up being good. Yeah, I did. I thought it ended up being good. That piece of property had a lot of potential to add on to it. Remember, he was going to move it out toward the view more and the pool and put an infinity pool in and all that. Yeah. So yeah, I think it worked out good. You know, first he threw it in the garbage, Kris Humphries, and said we're not negotiating. And he said I'm not paying full price and all that. And then what were they? He was offering 5.5, and it was at 6.2 or something like that. I can't remember. 6.295.
That's right.
And they ended up on 6.150.
That's right.
Which, you know,
plus 50 for. It ended up being 6.2. He paid $50,000 more for a 30-day close.
Oh yeah, that's right. They wanted to stay in the house an extra 30 days.
Right.
Yeah, he did. He agreed to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So 6.2.
So yeah, he did well. I think he did well because he can make money on it when he sells it.
Oh yeah.
You know.
He's gonna expand. He's gonna add square footage. I like the changes that they were discussing.
It was a nice house.
Unbelievable view.
Oh my gosh.
Really cool view.
I know it. Isn't that nice?
What we ought to do is look up Kris Humphries' home.
Can you imagine moving in there? You know who that is, don't you?
Who's that? Kris Humphries?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He played basketball.
Oh yeah.
But he's the one that married Kardashian for 15 days or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
And was in that big wedding on TV, and then all of a sudden they're divorced.
That's right.
That's a weird situation. I wonder what she paid him to keep quiet.
I wonder.
So where's he living now? Is he in L.A. now?
He's in that place. Mm-hmm.
No, I mean before that, when he was looking for this property. Was he coming from New York or something?
I believe, yeah.
Oh, you see his house now?
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Oh, it is nice. I thought it was real nice.
Yeah, we'll have to look at these after.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Very nice. But yeah, you know what I thought when they closed the deal and I saw the people that were selling the house, I really kind of felt bad for them because they're gonna see this guy going in there, this house that they lived in. It was special to her, and freaking, he's gonna go
kind of party house.
Yeah, I mean, you know the kind of guy he is, and I kind of hated that for them, but 6.
But they did all right on it too. I mean, you have to think about it that way. And they went on and got them something. I'm sure that means a lot to them.
They bought the house for $1.1 million in 1999.
Wow, and they sold it for $6,150.
6.2.
6.2. Yeah. So they did make good money off that.
Absolutely.
Did well.
Nice place. I'm sure they enjoyed living there.
And sometimes it's time to go, even though you love the house.
Did they say where they were?
No, they didn't.
Why they were leaving?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, but I thought that was interesting. Who was it taking around? Was it Flagg? Taking around that couple from the Midwest?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Because the difference in the price in real estate from coming there and moving into this place, is just so different. Yep. And that was interesting watching him. Because you can't tell anybody up front. He kind of tried to say this area, is not where you want to be, but they have to see it. And then she said, this is not what I thought it was going to be. And then they started, moving on. But do you think that was kind of weird to take a picture around or an art piece, whatever it was, to see if it liked the house?
Yeah, that
was kind of a quirky thing, wasn't it?
That's kind of strange, but I get it.
I guess I don't.
There's a feel to the home, Oh no, I mean she wanted it to feel homey, and some of those first couple places. Yeah,
but you could have figured that one out without a little piece to put on the wall.
Yeah, that was a little.
The third or fourth house was great, I think that's when they ended up getting one.
I think so.
It was great.
But I found it interesting that Flagg would take his time to
Well, you heard what he said. He was between two deals. He was
Yeah,
making
but
triple
still,
commissions, and he had a little time.
even between, I don't know what was his motive there. Maybe he knew them. I don't know.
Or it may have been an attempt to show because they're coming in from the Midwest. It's not like an international buyer. It's not. It's more on a regular level. That people are more on that level.
Right.
And it was interesting to see them coming in with a lower budget than these basketball players and the international buyers. So I thought it was kind of interesting to see that.
No, definitely.
It's more
was.
normalcy. It's like us moving out there,
But I'm very surprised that Flagg would spend his time on something so small.
Really?
Yeah. But maybe that happens more than we think.
I'm sure it does because not everybody out there is celebrity, I don't think.
I just figured he was picky about who he worked, and I'm sure he is. I don't know. Maybe there's a connection.
It may have been that we didn't know about or we didn't hear or whatever.
Yeah, but they had a nice place in Ohio. Did you see that place?
I didn't.
Yeah, nice place.
They did? Well, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, but did Flagg do that the whole episode? Was he with them the whole time?
No, because he was with the developers some of the time.
In this episode?
I believe so, yeah.
Which developers? I don't remember.
It was the two that wanted...
Same two?
Yeah, that wanted the property. Wait a minute, I'm trying to think. Is that... No, that wasn't the one. Ilan, I-L-A-N. We've seen him before.
That's right.
Had that property that... that was Altman.
That's Altman.
Yeah, that was Altman wanting to buy that for $5.5 for Brian Wilson.
Yeah, I think Flagg was just on this one.
He might have been. Yeah, I'm thinking about the prior episode, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, but he...
Let's talk about Altman's deal.
Yeah, that was
then.
interesting.
Brian Wilson, MLB pitcher, played for the San Francisco Giants.
L.A. Dodgers.
Them too.
Mm-hmm. Came from LSU, Louisiana.
Strange
odd
guy.
fella. That goes way back.
Although he could have been doing it for TV, maybe.
No.
You don't think?
No, I read his bio. He's always been strange.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's just an odd bird.
Man, I love this stuff. This was so funny.
So weird when he gets out of the van. He says, "War Eagle." And Jeff and I looked at each other and just thought, wait, that's Auburn.
Yeah.
And I thought he had pitched for Auburn somewhere in there, and it was LSU. But but I thought he loved the War Eagle term, as a battle cry.
Yeah, that was funny. He's wanting to become a developer. Is it his first property?
No, I think he has been. He said he sold several things to him or something.
Already?
He said people don't realize this about him, but he is an investor as well as is really interested in investing as much as he is baseball.
Okay. So he's looking for a lot, and they find a lot that he's happy with, and it turns out that the lot's owned by Elon, right?
Yeah, it was I-L-A-N. We've seen him before.
That's right. And he reminds me a little bit of Zach Bella.
He did, me too, because
Yeah.
Josh said he had worked with him on a lot of projects, which I understood.
Uh-huh.
I remembered him when I saw him.
Yeah, I like Elon, and they did that property back in a few seasons ago that had the fire pits.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? On the back.
Yeah.
Nice view. But anyways, so he's selling this a lot, and thought this little thing with the friend card was the way to approach the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the right thing to say, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
He got him to sell the property for $1.3 million or 1.5.
No, 5.5.
Yeah, but he made the profit of 1.3 or 1.5.
Oh yeah, he made a 1.3
something
profit.
like that.
Yeah,
in
he
like
did.
4 months.
He did, yeah.
And good for him, but he could have made, what did he say, 7 or 8 million, but he'd have to wait a year. So it really was because they were friends.
And he said he'd find him another piece.
Yeah.
Another pocket listing that nobody knew
So
about.
I think that's really an advantage to working with Altman.
I do
And the
too.
other guys, too, is that you get access to things that are not public.
That's right.
And,
That's what those pocket listings are.
and being able to do the friend relationship type things is...
Yeah, and that's true, working with
it's
them over and over.
very valuable.
That's right.
So I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to get that done.
I did too.
Some normal agent wouldn't have been able to do that.
That's true. That's true.
We talked about Flagg. We talked about Altman.
What'd you think about Altman going to the tattoo parlor?
Oh, I did want to talk about that. So that's funny.
That was interesting.
Oh man, I laughed. I hope. I wish he would have gotten it on there, but no way.
I thought that was cool that they did the
How cool
the print
is
on
that?
him. What do you call that? The
Yep.
initial thing, and then he I thought that was the coolest thing, to go home and say he had one.
Yeah, how much fun is that? He
Yeah,
said
that was
I
cool.
look like a badass.
To
is
put
what
a
he said.
war eagle.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I thought that was neat, war eagle.
That is pretty neat. Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about the previews for next week.
All right.
We saw Madison Hildebrand.
Mm-hmm,
He'll
we
be
did.
coming back. He's going to do
Sure
a co-listing with James and David.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
I didn't realize that. I missed that point.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Josh Flagg goes back to Edith's penthouse.
Yeah, we did see him in the penthouse. That's right.
Yeah.
He's going to have to decide what he's going to do with that.
Well, it's a nice place. Isn't
That
it?
is beautiful. He hasn't touched it, has he?
No.
Looked like it was all the same.
Really, I don't remember it looking like that.
Oh, it was gorgeous. All they ever showed, though, most of the time was them sitting at the table, and you could see out over the city at night. He would go up there at night and sit and talk to her. They never really showed us the whole penthouse. But it's nice.
We also know that Altman and the Brits are going to have to negotiate. Altman's listing a property. Brits have a client that want it. Mm-hmm. Ooh. What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know. They don't seem to get along too well. I think he's going to hold them up.
Yeah.
He's going to hold the price up. Unless, it just depends. It depends on the situation.
I saw James turn to his client, and the client was saying, "Ooh, look
Oh,
at this
yeah.
view." And
He said, "Don't tell him you like
don't
it."
tell him you like it." That
Yeah.
was funny. But
Hey, I thought that was good on this episode about David and James and Josh Flagg selling that property with the apartment building behind them. You know, the way they negotiated it.
was that this episode or last episode?
Oh,
I
it was
can't-
this episode. I
Okay.
thought that was interesting. They went back and forth, about it.
Yeah, so what happened? I forget. I know they wanted mature trees. That was $100,000
Mm-hmm.
in value. We talked about last episode, before they mentioned anything about transplanting, that they should transplant the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And they did discuss that, but I believe...
Yeah, they made the offer to put the trees in. They went back. No, he was not going to do the trees. And then...
but somehow... David or James... it was like they cut the cost in half somehow. They came down on their price a little bit.
They went between.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hit
And
the happy medium.
I think it was, right? Is that the way it happened?
I think so, because they offered 5.725. They came back at 6.4. They were asking 6.5 something. They came back at 6.4. They offered again at 5.9. They came up from 5.725 to 5.9 and weren't going to do the trees.
Right.
And then went back. They went back with 6.150 and they took it. Mm-hmm. So it worked out good. But I thought the negotiation there was good.
Right.
I enjoyed that.
I think so too.
Yeah, it was good. I like that part. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
We saw two celebrities, and that was interesting watching that.
Yeah, and we got access to the celebrities. Normally we don't.
Yeah, that's true. They were talking. You could see them,
Normally
Yeah, they
we
have
don't.
somebody representing them most of the time.
That's exactly
right.
right.
Yeah, it was
So
interesting.
that was cool.
You think Heather and Altman will ever get married?
Yeah.
You think so eventually?
I think so.
You do?
Yeah, I'd be surprised if something happens. But they man, it's just a lot of work for them,
I know it is.
When it's a lot of work and it's not.
Well, I mean, you get a peek at how hard it is with James. Trying to balance the two kids, and
Yeah.
it's hard. He's always in the backyard talking to somebody, or he, unless he particularly takes time off, that's hard. The good thing about him is, and Altman too, Altman has Matt as a backup, and James and David have each other. So that does help. You won't lose a complete, if somebody comes to you specifically,
Yeah.
and you're off, and you've got your phone off, and you don't want to be bothered, and you have to take time off like that. You've got a backup, which helps.
Yep.
You don't have to put them off or whatever, but it's
Did
interesting.
we see where Flagg moved to? We didn't see what he purchased, did we?
From the
He sold.
Ritz-Carlton?
Well, no, he sold his. Oh, that's right. I think they're still in the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, I think so too. He sold that house.
He sold the house, and they're still in the
They didn't
Ritz-Carlton.
want to sell it, but they could get so much money for it. Then they moved into the
That's right.
Ritz-Carlton. He said he's been there a year since his
right.
grandmama died.
Yep.
He said he didn't want to. But see, at one time, he had said on the show that he may move in there,
Yeah.
redecorate the whole thing. And Colton said, "How are you gonna be able to do that? You gonna be able to take her stuff and move it, and be able to live in that same space?"
Yeah.
So maybe next week they're going to show us that he decides to move in like it is.
Yeah, he told Andy Cohen a few weeks ago that there was no chance of remodel. He
Really?
still had it. They had not moved in it. Yeah, because a caller
that's
referred to
right.
that
That's
episode and
right.
said, have you begun the process of remodeling? He didn't even know what she was talking about. I guess he had forgotten that he said that.
Yeah, I think he did. I noticed that too.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's going back in to try to make a decision what to do with it.
Yeah.
Wonder whose parent that was. He's never said if it was his mom's mom or his dad's mom. It'd have to be his grandmother from one of them.
Yeah.
I've often wondered who. His parents are just so. You don't ever see them. You don't ever, hear anything about them.
Yeah.
In some of these episodes, you see Altman's parents. You see David and James' families. And you just don't ever see anything with Flagg. You don't see his mom hardly. Did at the beginning.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would be out eating lunch and stuff, but you never see his, his family.
Kind of strange.
It's kind of, yeah. I guess he just doesn't want anybody knowing who they are.
Could be.
I don't know. It's kind of odd, but.
Well,
He does show us Colton, so he does see Colton.
Yeah. What do you think's gonna happen to them? Think they're ever gonna do the adoption thing? You think they're just gonna...
them? Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably.
They never discussed it.
If Colton wants it, I guess they will. Hey, on the Miami show, that guy, Kris, I think was his name.
Yeah.
I think you are linked in with him or something, but did he, he did that big proposal for that girl on that boat. You remember that? It was the end of the season or whatever. I wonder if they ever got married. Remember that girl that looked like a Barbie doll?
Oh, Chad.
Chad, yeah, not Kris. Chad, that's
Yeah,
right.
Chad and his...
What was that girl's name?
Yeah, Chad
And she
Carroll.
was some local entertainment girl on TV or something, you remember?
You're wondering if they ever got married?
Yeah, I wonder if they ever got married because they made a big deal and then it never came back on again. But
Yeah, they
it
got
took her out
married.
on that boat, remember?
Jen Stone is her
Jen,
name.
yeah.
Wedding, yeah, here they are.
Huh. I often wondered, do you remember he took her out on the boat and on the front of the boat he proposed and it was really nice. I mean, it was, is that him?
No.
Oh, I didn't think so. That's
No, they're
interesting
just,
though.
Yeah,
I wondered if they ever did get
they
married.
sure did. It's an interesting relationship.
Yeah. She was, kind of a local.
I'm going to
Girl.
tell you, Miami's real estate is pretty amazing.
You think?
Yeah, I think Miami's real estate is just like...
There's different areas.
Unbelievable.
Wonder what kind of stuff the girl Sam has done this year.
Sam DiBianchi.
I wonder if she's done.
She's doing well. She's still got her...
She's still the broker. Still does her own thing. She hasn't gone with anybody else.
That's right.
I wonder what she's gonna.
Yeah, she's got a mindset for making a statement.
Yeah.
I'm not the next anyone. I'm the first of my kind. First lady of $1 Million Listing on Bravo TV.
That's true. Does she have any? Does she have anybody that works for her?
I'm sure she does. Yeah.
Yeah, you think so? I was thinking she was working on her own when we saw her.
There she is on TV.
Oh.
Wow. She looks different.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. She looks a lot different.
Wow.
Anyway, that was interesting, Miami, but. And maybe they'll bring it back.
Yeah. I'm not even so sure about San Francisco.
Really?
I don't know. The numbers are just so small.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Compared to New York and
Yeah,
LA?
they are, but I figured it takes seasons to.
Well, yeah. San Francisco was. I bet New York was not that big when they first started.
The movie database gave them a 4.6 out of 10.
Ooh.
That's horrible.
Oh, that's low.
It's-
I don't believe that.
It's
I
one of
thought
the
it was-
worst I've ever seen. One of the worst ratings I've ever seen.
I thought it was better.
4.6 out of 10.
I enjoyed it better than I did Miami.
Let's see what they gave Miami.
Of course, they didn't bring Miami back either.
No, they didn't bring Miami back. They had some problems with the cast. But I hear...
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, but I hear Kris is getting his own show. You remember Kris?
Yeah. Likes to do business in the bathtub.
Miami got a much higher rating than San Francisco.
My goodness. that's-
5.5 out of 10, although 5.5 is still bad.
And they took it off. Well, I hope they bring San Francisco back. I enjoyed it.
$1 Million Listing New York has a 7.4,
Wow.
and Los Angeles has a 7.2.
I'd have thought it'd been higher than that on those two.
Well, for the movie database, that's pretty good, but interesting.
Anyway, I've enjoyed both of those, LA and I think it's just fun seeing the differences in the real estate.
A few weeks ago, there were rumors that Frederick had not renewed for New York. You remember that?
Ooh, yeah, I do remember reading something about that. Yep.
Turns out that they came to an agreement in their filming.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that may have involved a pay raise.
Well, how much more money can he get? I mean, come on.
They said he was being a diva
Oh, good night.
and demanding.
All right, Frederick, let's don't be a diva. You've got everything you want.
He's leveraging power.
Yeah, don't do that. Let's don't start that. That's going to be the end of the show if you start that.
He's got to make up for Norway's bankruptcy there.
Well,
Anyways,
I'm sure he's got plenty to make up for.
I'm gonna reach out to some San Francisco people. I'm gonna tweet at them and see if if they're
Yeah, let's see if they're going to renew them. I hope they are. I like them.
I hope so
That
too.
was kind of good.
Thought it was a good season.
I did too. I like that.
Well, anything else you'd like to add?
No, that was just really, really good episodes. I enjoy it. Enjoy
Alright.
the real estate end of it. So much fun. Enjoy all the listeners.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Man, the views on our videos on the MacMediaShow.com are just every week it's going up. So we appreciate that, and it's also doing that on the Mac Media Show on Twitter.
I wonder if it's a lot of realtors.
It's a lot of entrepreneur types.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I get the analytics on that.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
We discuss and everybody seems to be interested in real estate, tech, business marketing, all that. So it's kind of an interesting demographic that watches this show, and I think it's a great community to be a part of.
Oh, I do too. I love it.
Everyone is very encouraging.
Oh yeah, very nice. And do you know right offhand if Ryan Serhant got married? Is he married Amelia yet? Is it Amelia?
I don't think so. No, they have not.
Oh, they hadn't yet.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, they were moving in together, weren't they? At the end of the show, she was not going to go to. I forgot where she was. Switzerland, I think she was supposed to go to, and she decided not to. And at the end of the season, so they were going to buy furniture and move in that new place. He bought a place, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. He bought a nice place.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
So they're fixing to start filming again? For New
They
York?
started a few weeks ago.
They did? Okay. Well, maybe he'll get married this season.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Could be.
Well, she's a sweet girl. I like her.
Ryan Serhant married to Dina. Who's Dina?
Dina?
Dina.
Was he married before?
Ignore that.
Oh.
False.
I was going to say maybe he was married before, but I don't think he has been.
Ryan
Anyway.
is in Greece planning his wedding to Amelia.
Oh, that's right. She's Greek. Yeah,
So
they'll
they're
be
gonna
doing
do
it over
They're
there.
going to do it in Greece.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. Wonder if he'll invite the cast.
That's what this article says here, and I'm sure he will.
You know,
They're
you notice, or they didn't come. Frederick didn't invite them. Remember?
That's right.
Luis didn't go, and neither did. And I think I remember hearing they weren't invited. Seems like on Andy Cohen.
I think that's right, and you know,
That's kinda odd. I wonder
they have
why.
a better relationship now, though.
Yeah. Wonder how Luis's book is coming. We need to tweet him because he normally is nice about responding.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'd like to know how his book's coming. I bet his is going to be really good.
Yeah, I like Luis.
Yeah, he's sort of the Frederick story, except without the porn, because he, he came to America and didn't know English and learned it, and I mean, I just think that's awesome.
Good story.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You think Altman's jealous of Josh Flagg because of that?
Altman is jealous of Flagg?
Yeah, because he pulled himself up by his bootstraps, supposedly, Josh said, himself. And he said
Or
Altman,
is Flagg-
Flagg had it just handed to him.
So you're...
By his grandmother. Is Altman jealous?
Is he jealous that it wasn't handed?
In a way, yeah.
If anything, Flagg should be jealous that he didn't have the opportunity to start from nothing.
Ooh, why would you want that opportunity? I mean, it's a lot better when your grandmama hands you the
bet it
business
is, but if
and
you're
you start
trying to
at the
prove
luxury level and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, but if you're
But-
trying to prove yourself, the only way to prove yourself is start
Well,
from
I mean,
nothing.
you keep going like Michael Lorber.
That's
okay,
the
to me,
only-
he didn't prove himself.
But that's the only... No, he didn't.
But he had it handed to him, too.
Yeah.
You know, he's the son of Douglas Elliman, and you know he didn't like it. So he's I don't think he took off with it like Flagg did. Flagg liked it, and I think because you can either
There's no thinking.
I mean you can have it
didn't.
handed to you, you can run it in the ground.
Yeah.
You know, and Michael Lorber just never looked like he liked it on the show to me.
No.
And Flagg does. So I think there's a difference there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But it's just interesting watching them all do their own little thing, wearing their little H belts and having the Botox and their noses fixed. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's just funny when you hear them say all that stuff.
Yeah, it is.
I guess that's what money can do for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, good episodes.
Yeah, it was. We're running out of time here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I was just rambling on. I was just asking some things that were coming to my
No, and those are
mind.
good questions, and I don't know. I think Flagg's done a nice job for his background, because a lot of people that come from that and end up just in jail or
Yeah, they don't take it seriously. And, I mean, you can run it in the ground.
just
That's
driving
right.
Lamborghinis around town
Yeah.
all day
And that's right.
and not working, so he's got a job. He's doing well. He creates more income, and probably doesn't even have to.
I
More.
wonder if Louis got his mouth unwired. I remember him.
Oh, Louis. Oh, Louis.
Okay, he looks like somebody that would take what was given to him and run it in the ground.
Well, see. Yeah.
To me, that's what he looked
and
like.
see, Flagg has not done
No,
that.
no. I mean, he's taken it and really took it seriously. Evidently, what he learned from his grandmama, because she
Yeah.
seemed to do well.
Sounds like on paper, Flagg is outperforming Altman
Yeah, it does.
numbers-wise, which is kind
Seemed
of
like it,
shocking.
yeah. Seemed
But
like it.
Altman's not in Trousdale. He's not doing $20 million places, It's like Flagg's doing really well up there.
He does fewer for more money.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That kind of made me wonder, Josh Altman, I'm going to say this in hush, but, he said he wanted to do $1 million a day this year.
Yeah, that's right.
And it kind of made me wonder why, if that was part of the begging on the 5.5 thing.
Uh-huh.
When he was begging to get it, come on, I need 5 days worth here.
Yeah.
And let me get this, and I'll help you find something else. And, of course, it's double commission, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of pluses to it. But
At that point, I don't even think they care anymore about commissions.
well, they're making so
it's like,
much.
Good Lord.
They can do whatever they want anyway.
Flagg got a triple commission on that.
Oh,
lot.
I know.
Can you believe that?
I know.
Wow.
It's nice. Fun to watch, though.
Yes,
Fun to
it
watch.
is. It is.
Real estate's awesome.
We could talk all day.
We could.
That's
we could.
fun.
It is fun.
I hate to cut it.
All right.
Next week, we're going to talk more about episode 9. This will be the one Madison comes back, so I'm excited for this.
I know.
This
I
will
can't
be
wait
good.
to see
Everybody
him.
likes Madison.
I know. I like Madison.
They're going to be looking for a property for somebody, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, until next week, hope you have a great one. And
And we will see you on the podcast. Y'all have a great week.